Hi, this is the tutorial for Lesson 3 of Trigonometric Functions, Sinusoidal Transformations. So first, we'll start off with the basics, which are the sine and cosine base functions. In the sine and cosine base functions, there is A, which represents amplitude, K, which represents horizontal stretch or compression, D, which represents the phase shifts, left or right, and C, which represents vertical shift up or down. So the amplitude can be found using this formula, y max minus y min divided by 2. The period of the function can be determined using 2 pi divided by k. K is in our equation right here, which is the horizontal compression or stretch. So for example, we'll try and graph the function y equals 3 cos x minus pi over 4 plus 6. So in this function, we have a amplitude of 3, a period of 2 pi, because the k value is just 1, so there's an imaginary 1 over here, which equals 2 pi, which means we're going to have one cycle in our graph, because the graph is from 0 to 2 pi, and 0 to negative 2 pi to 2 pi, so we're going to have 2 cycles. Now the scale we have to consider for the y-axis, we have to consider the vertical shift up 6 units and the amplitude. So first we have to start off by graphing just the reflections and the stretches and compressions horizontally or vertically. So first we'll start off with the first graph, which is going to contain only dashed lines. So first, our first point is going to be at 0, 3, and then 0, pi over 2, and then negative 3, pi, and then 0, 3 pi over 2, and 3 pi over 2. Our next points would be at 0, negative pi over 2, negative 3, negative pi, 0, negative 3 pi over 2, and negative 3 again. So to determine if this graph is correct, we can look at some hints. Because it has line symmetry, both sides have to look the same. So first, we're going to use our dashed lines. It's kind of hard to see through a camera. So the first thing we're going to do is, now we have to shift it 6 units up and pi over 4 units to the right. So our horizontal scale is by pi over 4. So it adds up pi over 4 plus pi over 4, which is pi over 2, and then pi over 2 plus pi over 4, which is 3 pi over 4. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is move our points to the right by 1. And then up 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to have a horizontal shift, a phase shift as well, which I forgot. And then here, 1, to the right. Okay, so now we got our first half done. Okay, so here's our graph with a vertical shift and our phase shift incorporated. So now we can connect the dots in a solid line. As you can see, the points were shifted up by 6 units, and there was a phase shift by a factor of pi over 4 units. This point should actually be a little bit to the right. So now, as you can see, the graph has line symmetry through the middle. Right through the middle, right here. The two sides look the same. But here's our graph. And don't forget to write down your graph's equation.